When you go through your day-to-day life, you're very rarely given the opportunity to go somewhere that no one else has been before, or to explore something that hasn't been fully explored.
Dave Tipping is part of a very small fraternity of technical divers who brave the deep in search of shipwrecks.
No one necessarily needs to go and dive these wrecks, but if no one does it, then they'll never be found and the stories will never be told. It's off Puerto Princesa in the Sulu Sea, so it's a fair way south in the Philippines.
4 years ago, a private exploration team led by Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen believed it had found this lost American aircraft carrier using sonar scans.
So do they have any idea of how it's sitting in the water?
From the initial scans, it's upside down, but no one's actually put anything down on it, so we're not sure if it is this wreck.
To solve the mystery, Dave needed a highly specialised team with deep water diving skills. Newlywed couple Chris and Amy McCran jumped at the chance.
For me, it's a feeling of discovery and seeing something that very few, if anybody, has seen before.
To be able to dive on a virgin wreck is exactly what we're all seeking for as tech divers.
Underwater cameraman Samir Al-Hafith has filmed half a dozen unexplored or virgin wrecks. Finding an aircraft carrier would be next level.
It's the unicorn of the wreck diving world. I didn't need to be asked twice.
The exploration site is 60 kilometres from land. Calm today as they prepare to dive, but in early 1945 the world was at war and the South Pacific was a naval battleground. The USS Omni Bay was on its way to help liberate Manila from the Japanese.
They were full of munitions, they were full of fuel. They had a crew of, I think, nearly 900 and about 30 aircraft. As they got closer and closer to Japan, there were more and more kamikazes, and it was their day-to-day fear. Everyone was having dinner, and it was just at sundown, and a kamikaze plane managed to sneak up unseen because it came up with the sun behind it.
I heard a big boom and the lights went out and smoke started coming out of the bulkheads.
Joe Cooper was 22 when the suicide plane hit his warship. He's now 101 and lives in a veteran's home in North Carolina.
Yeah, I was scared of staying on the ship because that gasoline and fire. I wanted to get off the ship.
The sailors are jumping the equivalent of 6 stories off the deck of this ship into the dark ocean. It's full of oil, there's fire everywhere.
I was worried about the sharks, and so I lay still in the water. I didn't move, I just floated just like a piece of wreckage. I didn't make no move with my arms or nothing.
Joe and most of the crew were rescued, but 95 men were killed in the attack. The burning warship couldn't be saved and was scuttled by the Americans with a torpedo. 78 years later, suited up like astronauts, the dive team is on a mission to discover the carrier's final resting place.
If you make a mistake down there, and it's a serious mistake, you're probably not going to be coming back up alive.
Nearly 100 metres down, the ocean floor comes into focus.
Describe the moment you first saw it. Like, what's it like when you clock the ship?
The first thing is relief, because no one's been there, no one knows, no one's laid an eye on it for over 70 years, so you don't know what's down there, what are you going to find.
Samir's mission is to bring back video evidence of the discovery. Using an underwater scooter, he set about circling the wreck in search of clues to her identity.
Find the flight deck support beams, that was quite exciting, and the 2 big anchors. They're still in their place and they're just enormous.
It's clear evidence this is the Omni Bay.
There's a huge amount of damage.
It is just incredible. The amount of damage we've seen on this wreck is like no other.
Going inside the wreck increases the danger of setting off unexploded bombs and ammunition.
There's a risk that you get caught or tangled, isn't there?
Absolutely, and you need to be extremely careful. This is a typical example of just how careful you need to be. This big piece that just falls over there.
There's lots of mangled machinery, but deeper inside they find a human connection.
This here is actually quite confronting because,
What's that?
so there are the plates.
Would this have been the mess hall, or is that your conclusion?
It could have been a mess hall because there's a lot of cutlery and a lot of plates and a lot of cups around.
You see the boots, you see life jackets. It certainly hits home that it's a war grave and that 95 men lost their life in this site.
But there it is there. There's a US Navy insignia right there.
So that's his USN.
Yes.
Are you thinking I'm observing, in a sense, the moment someone died?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a war grave. I mean, these guys were heroes.
Using Samir's vision, the US Navy was able to confirm the identity of the aircraft carrier, officially praising the Australian team for giving families closure and the rest of us a chance to honour those on board.
I just want to thank him for locating it and bringing history back. That's forgotten history back. It really does bring a closure.
The wreck is protected by the US government and its exact location kept secret as a precaution against rampant scrap metal salvaging. The ocean is slowly reclaiming the warship, once the scene of chaos and carnage. Now, there's silence and calm.
Whilst it is a grave and it's a resting place, life goes on and there's life on the wreck, and it's peaceful.
Wow, what an incredible privilege to go and see something like that that nobody else would be able to see. You know, just unbelievable.
I'd say more people have been to the moon than have actually been to the very, very depths of the ocean. So, wow.
Incredible footage too,
Amazing
so clear.
pictures, yeah.
Yeah, and beautiful to have someone who survived it. Oh, so cute.